402 Sports Drop here with the Wrestlemania Prediction Show on a new platform. Same old faces, though.
Love it.
I love it, too. I like the platform. I think it's going to be a lot more fun. But let's get right down to the action. All right. First off, triple threat match. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. I think Punk wins this. And I think something happens to the Wise Man. And they end up losing the Wise Man for a little while. And then when he comes back is when he's going to make his decision who he's going to go with. That's my opinion.
My opinion is going to be Seth Rollins with Heyman going to his corner.
Interesting. How do you get there?
Just because of everything that Roman has put him through, and then CM Punk wasn't there to save him. He heard that,
Okay.
and it makes him heel. It turns Seth heel also.
All right, Albert.
I gonna agree with Benny. I think CM Punk's gonna win this, and why? Is because Roman doesn't want Paul Heyman. I don't think Seth Rollins needs Paul Heyman. I think there's going to be outside interference because it's a triple threat. So yeah, and I think that we'll get to it later in the podcast, but there's a reason why I think CM Punk will win that.
All right. And then we have the World Heavyweight Championship match. Gunther versus Jay. That's a toss-up for me. For the most part, I'm not really invested in it at all. But I think Gunther retains. And I just think Gunther retains.
Team Yeet all the way.
Team meat?
Yeet.
Oh, yeet. I missed that part. I thought you said yeet. Albert?
Yeah, I think Jay's going to win that. I think it's time to pull the title off of Gunther. I mean, his whole title reign has been lame.
And what is he without that title, though?
Well,
Same thing he is now. Irrelevant.
Nothing.
I think Goldberg's retirement match is going to be with Gunther, and they don't want a title involved.
Yeah, that's a good direction.
So it's a good time to take the title off of him. I'm not saying Jay's going to hold the title for a long time, but I think Jay deserves the title. I mean, he's pretty freaking popular right now.
Yeah, he is, but now he's doing that little.
He's number 2 in merch sales.
He's getting that. He's got a big push. So yeah, I think Jay wins.
He's got that John Cena thing going on. All the colors, all the different colors, and then the big punchline. You can't see me, So he's like yeet, and it's just connecting to the crowd and the children, all the youngsters. But a lot of people still love it. A lot of adults love it, but I think he's connected to that. Next is the WWE Women's Champion, Old Tiffy Time versus Charlotte. I love Charlotte. I've always loved Charlotte, but I don't think it's Tiffy Time's up. I think she's going to retain, but I think it's going to be a very, very, very good match. I think they're going to put on a 4.5 to 5 star match.
I agree 100%. It's Tiffy Time.
Yeah. Oh, then where does Charlotte go after that?
Charlotte's always going to be Charlotte.
Yeah. You agree with it too?
I agree. Tiffany wins this. And the reason? Charlotte hasn't got the crowd reaction she expected to get since she's come back.
The one thing I will say is she has got a reaction, though.
But she's got a heel reaction. She's supposed to be a face. Tiffy is supposed to be the heel. I don't know. There's been a lot of back and forth that WWE wasn't happy with that promo they did
No, there was a lot of talk about that.
So I think Tiffy, she's going to retain. I think.
Hot take would be funny if Ludwig came down, Kaiser came down, and actually screwed Tiffy. Like, not literally, but you know what I mean? Actually messed it up, and Charlotte won because of Kaiser. And then it kind of gives that whole thing of like, Kaiser's in my
But why would he
DMs
do that?
on accident. But I'm just saying, the whole thing, Kaiser's in my DMs. And I seen a funny meme. It said, the only guy in the world who's been accused of cheating, and not one person believes it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, I saw that too.
Yeah, I'm like, good on Kaiser. I showed it to my wife, and she's like, no. No. So I think Tiffy wins. Just a hot take. If Kaiser screws her over, then it's going to be the whole question, is he in my DMs?
Yeah.
Or Andrade comes back in and does a Macho Man Miss Elizabeth take. Kindle.
It's possible.
No, I'm just joking. I think if Charlotte does take the belt off of Tiffy, it won't be Mania. It'll probably be SummerSlam. I think their feud will run off
I
that.
can see that.
And see, that's why I was saying somebody interfering and making it more of the feud to keep going. Because that feud is hot. That is a hot feud. So I would like to see that feud go on after Mania. But Tiffany needs her Mania stand. Charlotte's got how many?
14,
Charlotte,
I think.
no, I'm just saying Charlotte owns WrestleMania main events. When she's in Mania, she owns WrestleMania main events.
Yeah.
Even laying down for Rhea, she still looked damn good. All right, and then now, yeah, versus Fatu. I think it's Fatu's time. I think Fatu's sliding out of the bloodline, and maybe the bloodline tries to beat him up, or he turns on the bloodline. But I think LA Knight is big enough without a title, and he's had that title for a while, and he's almost borderline Guntered that title a little bit because he's been kind of slow.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
What do you think?
I'm going Fatu. It's hard to go against the Samoan Werewolf, man. In a one-on-one? Nah.
Yeah. And you know, it feels like we're picking obvious, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm picking LA Knight.
You think LA's going to retain?
I think so.
Then what happens to Fatu?
He's so much good right now. I don't think he needs to win that title. I think he deserves to win a bigger one.
I think he needs to win that one first, though. He needs to win that one first, and then, or unless the bloodline screws him out of it, and that's what causes him to leave the bloodline. And then once again, maybe he wins it at SummerSlam.
Well, I've heard that he is leaving the bloodline.
Yeah. Well, we've heard everything, but you don't know what the writers write.
All
And
right.
we said it before, the IC title or the US title is a stepping stone.
It is.
It's, are you ready for the big time?
Yep, it's for most of them. And then you look at some guys like DiBiase, who never won the IC title, or he would have never won the US, it was WCW, but he never won the IC title, and then he never won the World Championship. So sometimes it's a deficit to your career by not getting it. You know, it is a stepping stone. It's the sword in the stone right there. All right, I really don't care, but the War Raiders versus the New Day. I think the War Raiders retain, and I think they retain because Big E does something. He won't do something that's going to be huge, but he'll just make his presence known of a distraction because of the shit they were talking. That's my opinion. I think the War Raiders retain because they're pretty badass if they quit dressing like Vikings and start dressing like badass bikers that you don't want to run into outside of a bar.
Yeah.
And like I heard somebody say, they're working the neck on the of the Viking Raiders. So then that would bring in the whole neck thing, but that's what somebody else already said too. But I think Big E's gonna do something, say something, or show his big old giant boobies. AJ?
I think the New Day wins.
To push him? as the heel tag.
My opinion, I think the New Day wins with the help of Karrion Kross.
I can see that.
That'd be cool because he's had this little bug in Xavier's ear for a long time, and then it's going to come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. I can see that angle. That'll be good. And then Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Sorry about that, guys. We really don't know who he is. I'm surprised Chad Gable's not on the fucking card. That's weird, but at least we got El Grande Americano on it. And I think
JB also the same thing.
Yeah, I heard that tweet. I think El Grande wins. It's a push for him. Chad Gable, man, he's been screwed so much for as good as that dude is, man. He's a little angle.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's just been held back so much. With the Creeds being in that group, they always put him in a faction that just never lets him grow. I think he deserves a push, and I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to beat Rey Mysterio.
My opinion, I think Rey wins and he demasks El Grande Americano.
I like that. Never thought of that. But then that just ruins it right away, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's already, everybody knows.
Well, I know everybody knows, but that's the mystique. We all knew it was Mr. America was
Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. Or you could do like the Conquistadors come out, and then all of a sudden Edge and Christian come out, and they're like, what the hell? Who are these guys? They pulled the wool over his eyes if they have El Grande out there, and then next thing you know, here comes Chad Gable running in.
Yeah.
Albert?
Yeah, I think El Grande Americano is going to win. I think it's too soon to take his mask off, and I agree with Benny. I think we know who's under that mask, but whoever's under the mask needs a push.
Nobody knows.
And I think he's getting pushed as this El Grande Americano.
Because it's funny. It's funny, so it's getting attention because of the funniness.
But it's so cheeseball.
That's the funny part about it. So was Hogan.
They just keep it going. I think they might just keep it going. And then later on, maybe like SummerSlam or somewhere, they have a mask versus mask match.
Well, yeah. But against Ray?
Yeah.
Well, then he's going to have to take it off by then because Ray ain't going to take off his mask ever again.
No.
That was Kevin Nash's idea to take off Ray's mask in the first place.
That should have never happened.
It should have never happened, especially the history of that mask. His uncle and everything. It should have just never happened. And then we got Jade Cargill versus Naomi. And I think that is going to be as bad acting as a soap opera during the day. Sorry, Mom. But it's going to be as bad as a soap opera acting. It's going to be worse than Telemundo. Because Jade's pretty good, but Naomi is such a spot wrestler, and she's terrible at it. I hope they can make a good match out of it, but I don't know.
I agree. I think Jade's going to win, only because...
I know Jade's going to win.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just feel like I know that 100%. Put $1,000 in my pocket, I'll give...
Right. But I think...
Learn out again, brother. That's why I stopped.
Man, Naomi is so slow.
You're blurry. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Naomi is so slow that it ruins the match. I mean, you put her in someone with look at we all know what's her face. Piper Niven can wrestle. We all know this, but look at her Monday night. She gassed out quick.
Yeah, she was sloppy.
And it was horrible. So Cargill is the prototypical WWE wrestler, and Naomi isn't.
I think I think Bianca's going to be on both nights. I think she's going to show up at that match
I'm picking Naomi.
to win it.
Yep.
I like the razor
I
blades
think-
in her hair. That was cool. That was
nice.
actually a pretty cool get up.
I think Bianca turns heel.
Oh, Bianca's going to turn heel. I'm pretty sure of that. But now that you say Naomi going heel, and I just picked Jay not to win. Jay goes heel. That means Jay and Naomi could do something together, both being heel. They don't have to go off of each other. Isn't that Jay's wife, or is it Jimmy's?
Jimmy.
Damn, Benny, watch the show or something.
Yeah, I
You
think
got
something's going to happen
Naomi?
in that. Yeah, I think something's going to happen, and Bianca show up, and I think she's going to turn heel.
Who?
Bianca.
I think she's already
I
turning
think
heel.
she's going to cause Jade Cargill to lose that match.
Yeah, because that would set up. Then she doesn't win. Okay, we'll get to that. All right, night 2. That's the conclusion of night 1.
Hold on, guys. Well, shit. No, never mind. I can't change
What?
it now. Go ahead. I was going to change my camera, but I can't do that. It'll fuck shit up.
Will it?
You're
I'm
right
sending
right
this
now.
motherfucker back.
Switch cameras real quick. All you gotta do is unplug it, plug it back in, or is it got to set up?
It's got to fucking recognize it, and Riverside isn't like my other camera.
They don't get along.
Not really.
Riverside's a pile of crap. You ever been to Riverside? It's a junk hole.
We have a
Well,
drop
many
off there.
Hookers, hookers, and everything. Now hookers are bad, you know. They're out there doing service.
God's work, if you will.
God's work. All right, so now we're going on to night 2, the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody's Rhodes versus John. I just want to turn heel Cena. I think Cena walks out with the title.
Me too.
Not me.
You don't?
No.
I think he walks out with the title, and then being that CM Punk wins that one, CM Punk goes after that title. And then with Heyman coming back, maybe Heyman comes back to CM Punk and gets him the championship match against Cena, and Cena drops it to Punk. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm seeing this as a passing of the torch.
To who?
From Cena to Cody.
Didn't Brock already do that? How many torches do you need? What, are you going to just
To
fill his whole
Cody?
pants up full of torch? Yeah.
Brock?
Remember Brock broke character
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and gave him a hug and a pat on the back and raised his hand and everything. How many torches did you need to pass to him?
Well, I mean, Brock, let's face it, Brock wasn't face of the company then. He was kind of he was the
The draw.
draw, but I think John Cena, the way he was face of the company and the way Cody is now, is very similar.
Yeah. What do you think, Albert?
I think John Cena's going to win.
John Cena's going to win.
And I
I
agree
do
with you.
too.
That sets up for CM Punk and John Cena at SummerSlam. That's what I think.
I think John carries it longer than that. I think the feud don't develop until SummerSlam or after. I think it sets up later than that. I think he'll win it at like Survivor Series or something like that. So John has a little longer run. But the reason I think
John
Cody
Cena-
loses, go ahead.
John Cena will break the Ric Flair record. I think that's what's going to happen.
And he deserves it. I think he really does.
Well,
Ric Flair put in a lot of work and built a lot of businesses on being Ric Flair. And John Cena has done a lot of business for WWE, a lot of work. So I think he kind of does deserve it. Somebody's got to break it sometime. They didn't let Roman have Hogan's streak.
nope.
So I think I think that. And also what I think Cody Rhodes loses for is because he has to finish this story with The Rock. All this whole stuff started of him getting the title and everything
Yeah, there's
started with a damn smack. at the
there's
freaking
some
thing where
coming.
everybody was blown out. Like, what the hell was that? When he smacked the taste out of his mouth. It's got to finish, and the only way you can finish it is take the belt off of him, so him and the Rock feud without a belt. And how much is the Rock going to be there? Probably not really at all. But it's going to go on. I think it's going to go on and on.
I can see it. I mean, I see, and it makes 100% sense what you're saying. I'm looking at this as a passing the torch. That's all.
I hear you. Especially being John Cena. See, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes buying new stuff doesn't always make it better. And I'm sorry to piss you off by saying that.
It was refurbished.
Oh, that's probably why.
Because normally it's like a $120 camera. I got it for $60. But my $40 camera is better than this right now.
I got a $60, $70 camera my kids bought for me. This worked out pretty well. Okay, back to this. We got Io Sky coming in as champion versus Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. I think Rhea wins the title back. And I do not understand one bit why it took it off it until I was listening to the Click podcast, and Big Kev said, look how popular the Asian shows are on Netflix.
Oh, big time.
It's a huge thing. So that's exactly why they put it on her when they got that Netflix deal. Because what's that Hunger Games? What's it called? That other stupid show? I don't know. I don't like any of that crap. But yeah, there's that other show on there.
Squid Games?
Yeah, that's the garbage. And so I don't think Io Sky was even really deserving of winning the title off of Rhea. I think they just need to put it back on Rhea, and she needs to run again.
I think they wanted to do a triple threat, and that's the only way that's the first thing that they thought of.
What, was take the title off of Rhea? Because look at everybody said that was freaking garbage when she beat Rhea. It's like, really? Why? Why did you do that? That's garbage. What do you think, Randy? Who do you think wins it?
I think Rhea, hands down.
It's going to be between Rhea and Bianca.
I think Rhea pins Bianca.
But the only other thing is what we talked about before. What if Bianca wins it? It sets up her and Jade Cargill as a good feud.
But do you want Jade Cargill going for the title?
I think it's too soon.
I don't think she's
Just
that
came
caliber
back.
yet.
I think that feud is pretty hot, but I think
Yeah.
it was long and drawn out before they got to it. But I love the way Rhea and Bianca go against each other and just kick Io out like she's nobody.
Yeah.
That'd be you two fighting, pushing me out of the way. Shut up! Shut up! What do you think, Albert?
I think Bianca wins.
You think Bianca wins it?
Yeah, I think it's a triple threat, so there's no disqualification. I think we see Becky Lynch come back.
I mean, I could see that, but I mean,
But what if Rhea wins it and Becky comes back? Same thing.
I don't think Becky's coming back.
Because I'll tell you, Rhea knows how to make somebody look good.
Oh, for sure.
Rhea makes it look like you could really beat her all the time they wrestle. Yeah,
And you know,
good.
thinking about this match too, I wouldn't be surprised if Io pulls it out. Because she's kind of been the afterthought in this whole thing.
Yeah.
How
I
they've
can
been
see
teasing
that.
that.
Too.
So
That's one
it
of
makes
these
sense for
matches
her
we
to
don't
pull it
know
out
what's
as
going to
well.
happen.
Well, that's the fun of it, Bert. We don't know what's going to happen. That's the fun of
Yeah,
all
I
of
think
it.
Bianca will pull it.
And I got Ripley. You got Ripley too?
Yeah.
Next match, the IC Championship match. Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. I don't know who I'm going to pick for that one. You know, it's kind of a hard choice.
I know who I'm picking.
I want Dom to win it. I think it's time for Dom to get that next step. What was he, the North American champion? Is that what it was?
NXT, yeah.
That maroon and gold title?
Hmm.
Yeah. He was the North American champion. I think it's time for him to put that on there. But at the same time, I'm tired of them taking the belt off of Braun so many times. What are you going to do? Just build him up to an 8-time IC champion just by winning, losing, winning, losing, winning, losing?
I think he's ready for the next step.
I think he is too. And I think it's time for Dom to take the next step. And then him and Finn fight over it. Or
Yeah,
him and Penta.
I think Finn and Dominic would they would draw more as it would draw out the storyline.
True, there's a lot more story behind it.
See, I mean, I want Braun Breaker to win because I like Braun Breaker. I love Penta. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think Penta's been in WWE long enough to put a belt on him yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think he needs to get his feet a little bit more planted in the business than that. But you got Dom, who's been there for a while, and Breaker's been there a little bit. So Breaker is still kind of new. Finn is the most deserving of it, but I think, like you said, for storyline, it'll be better if Dom wins it and goes after Finn. Or if Finn goes after Dom and makes the storyline of the breakup of it.
Yeah.
What did you say, Albert?
I think Dominic's going to win the title.
Oh.
And I think he's going to pin Finn Balor.
I think Braun's going to hit him, and he's going to take out Braun, and he's going to steal the pin. Because it's got to be a slimy way of Dom doing it. You know, it can't just be like, oh, he hit him, and then now he's going to do the frog splash and then win.
I think Dom spends a lot of time outside the ring.
He don't do much work.
No.
Hey,
And to be honest, that's the smart thing to do in a fatal 4-way. Honestly, let them do all the work. Just sit back and just wait till they're beat up, and then you put your offense on them and pin them.
Look how long Rey Mysterio stayed in the Royal Rumble by staying on the side of the ring. Not being a heelish, but he just kind of stayed out of the way the whole time to keep his breath and keep his energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for Dom to
Yes, it is.
to have a title and do something.
It is, and I'm ready for it. I am ready for it. So I guess this might not be going anywhere.
Will I like it? Probably not.
Hey, you're gonna cheer for it. You're gonna like every minute of it. And you're lucky you're not watching. You're lucky you're not watching with us, are you? You're watching with wifey, aren't you?
Yeah.
So then you could be like, yeah, Benny didn't see that. Then get on and be like, Dominic Mysterio's stupid. All right, and then we got the women's tag team match that's completely ridiculous. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Randy's girlfriend.
How you doing?
He likes them big busted ones. The first is Bayley and Lyra Magro. So is Liv. I think Liv turns on Raquel and Bayley turns on Lyra, and Liv and Lyra kiss in the ring. No, I think that Liv and Raquel do it, and I think they get it done. And Bayley and Lyra somehow break up. That's what everybody's predicting. And then Bayley's going to feud with Lyra. Unless you take the titles off of them and you make a big giant split up of the Judgment Day. But if you do, having them not win the titles or having them retain the titles is going to be better for the split up of the Judgment Day because at least she has somewhere to go. She has a storyline. Her and Raquel could just or go off and do their own thing with their titles. What do you think, Randy?
I
Doesn't
think
really
Bayley
matter.
and Lyra win, honestly. I think they're going to give Lyra 2 belts.
I like that. Lyra 2 belts?
I really like Lyra. She's worth price of admission.
Slow your roll, pal.
Okay. Call him as a season.
Albert?
I think Liv and Raquel retain. I think
So do I.
Bailey's going to turn heel on Lyra, and they're going to feud for that IC title.
You think it happens at Mania? Or you think it just
I don't-
starts fizzling out after Mania? It overflows, and then you're like, "You're the
It
reason
may
we
start.
lost." What? You're the reason we
It,
lost.
it may start at Mania, but no, I'm thinking more like maybe the night after.
Yeah, I think that's when,
Does it
because you
start?
got to remember we got a whole scramble of stuff going on night after or Monday after Mania.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And,
almost
and
one of the.
Liv and Raquel just won those titles. Not that it hadn't been that long, so I don't think they're gonna pull it off of them yet.
And you slap these two girls together, just two baby faces, just slap them together. But either way, I wouldn't care how it happens. If Lyra two belts, I'm cool with that. If Liv and Raquel do that, and Lyra and Bailey feud, and Bailey turns heel, I'm cool with that.
I'd like to see Lyra and Bailey win it because I don't know. Bailey as a heel just
I liked it. I don't like her as a
I
face.
didn't. I
Because she's
hated
fake.
it.
My opinion on Bailey as heel, I don't like it because it makes her irrelevant. It makes her just like
Right.
everybody else.
And
I
she
didn't like
hasn't been
Bailey.
getting no push
Yeah.
to make me believe that would happen, that she'd go back heel. But who knows?
Yeah, and that's kind of what I think too. Back heel, because she just came off of heel,
Mm-hmm.
and then now, but she's stuck in the mud right now as a face.
Mm-hmm.
She
But
can't
she's
do
also
anything.
stuck in the mud as a heel.
And maybe winning that tag title with Lyra will push her. Who knows?
Or it could
But
start the whole thing like we always thought that um, Cargill and
Bianca.
Bianca, we always waited for that thing to break up and fall apart. But
Mm-hmm.
now it's not going to break up because now Bianca's going to turn heel. All right, then we have other matches that include Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. I hope Priest beats his ass.
Priest.
I think it's going to be a good match, though. I think those two are going to throw down.
it's a street fight.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Las
Sin City
Vegas
Street Fight.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. That means they're going to put it on.
I'm on Priest, man. You can't put Damian Priest in a street fight in Las Vegas and have him lose to whiny ass Drew.
I think Drew
Depends on how he
wins.
loses. Yeah. Oh, you think Drew's going to win?
Yeah.
Say, depending on how he wins, it's going to be the difference.
Yeah. I mean, Drew's been taking a lot of losses.
Yeah, he
I
has.
just think it's time for him to win. Maybe he'll stop freaking whining so much.
I doubt it.
I doubt it, but
It makes him
No.
a heel. That's what he's trying to be as a heel.
No,
He's not
I'm
going to
not.
stop whining.
I'm not saying I want him to win, but that's who I think's gonna.
Then we got AJ Styles and Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul wins it.
I don't think they're gonna.
Because, what do you think? You think AJ?
Yeah.
What do you think, AJ?
I think AJ Styles wins.
Why? Because of his name?
Yeah, I think.
No,
I think AJ Styles wins and he feuds with freaking Karrion Kross for.
see, that's kind of what I was wondering too. But then you brought in Karrion Kross into the New Day. But then now the Karrion Kross is in between the AJ Styles and Logan Paul storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just to keep him relevant.
Did you see what he said? That
Oh, yeah.
first
About
match
AJ?
on Netflix.
Yeah.
That was his first time ever appearing on Netflix,
Yeah.
and then he lost the match.
His first Monday night match since like July of 24.
Yep, on Netflix is what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And then he said, but things to be happy about, that he wakes up next to, I'm going to paraphrase it, but he wakes up next to his beautiful butt-naked wife in bed. And I'm like, why you got to put naked in there? You can just say, I wake up next to my wife. but he puts naked in there, and I'm like, now y'all just gave all these freaking dudes a bunch of freaking visuals of Scarlett naked in bed. Yeah, but that big ass dude get out the other side of the bed. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big dude. I love Karrion Kross's character.
I think he's really cool. I think he's a cool cat. I think he really is. I like him.
So do I.
What do you think about Karrion Kross, AJ?
I can't stand him. But they have plans for him because they keep him relevant.
Yep.
So something's going to happen.
You can't stand him more or less than Dominic.
So.
Oh, I'd rather Dominic.
How about Nia? She's not even on the card.
Oh, no. Dude, there ain't nobody.
Have the ambulance ready. Nia's wrestling.
I'll take Karrion Kross over Nia.
So, here's a little sneak peek into why I think he's going to help New Day. He's worked on them as faces for how long? And now they're not faces anymore. They'll accept his help. Accept his help now.
And he
Maybe
always
that's how
had
they
that
win those tag team titles.
That weird chemistry with Xavier Woods. The way he would always talk to Xavier Woods and try and get in his head. He had all that weird stuff, and then it just disappears.
Because if you think about it, if you think about it, what New Day is doing right now is what Karrion Kross put in both of their heads.
Yep. But they also teased us of a breakup.
True.
And then they turned on Big E. No, I don't think so either. I think they have a good thing going now. I think they're headed to where they want it to be headed.
Yeah.
Be headed. Hope that don't happen at WrestleMania. That'd be the wildest WrestleMania we ever seen.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'm not a big fan of the two nights, but I think it'll be fun. It'll be.
I love the 2 nights.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just hope it don't keep us up on Sunday until 11:30 at night.
I agree.
That's the only thing I have is I just hope it doesn't keep us up till 11:30.
But there's 6 matches
at
on
6 o'clock
night 2.
our time, though.
Yeah.
So I mean, WrestleMania is WrestleMania, man. It's the Super Bowl. That was the last match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been. I'm going to ask you guys your take on this. I've been here by more than one, well, a bunch of podcasts. Do we see?
Watch other podcasts besides us?
Yeah, I do.
You cheater, you little whore, you.
I don't think Albert watched us when he wasn't on here.
No, I don't think he did either. I think he just didn't give a shit about us.
I didn't watch y'all. What?
Since you haven't when you went on, you didn't watch.
Oh yeah, I'll watch y'all too.
All right, go ahead. What were you saying?
I say, what's the chance that we see Stone Cold Steve Austin?
0.
What's the chance we see The Rock?
Oh, we'll
85.
see The Rock.
Yeah, I think about an 80%
and we'll
chance
see
we see The Rock.
We'll see The Rock. He'll be there.
Taker's being inducted into the Hall of Fame again.
Taker, he did that. If you watch the 6 Foot Under podcast, he even said it too. He couldn't shake the bug of not being in there anymore. And then when he did that set with The Rock, and he chokeslammed The Rock and disappeared. He's like, it was almost like his closing moment. He felt it one last time, and now he's done. I don't think he has any desire to wrestle or get back into the show.
He just got back on his feet from having 2 knee replacements.
Yeah, and just like Kevin Nash said too, I don't want to be part of the show. I just want to be a fucking fan. I just want to sit back and watch the show.
Yeah.
I don't want no part of it.
Well, Taker's going to be on the Hall of Fame because he's inducting Michelle.
Oh yeah, for sure. That doesn't mean he's going to show up there. And they're
Stone
saying
Cold's going to be there.
They're saying, well, everybody's going to be there, especially that it's Michelle McCool and it's the Hall of Fame and it's in Las Vegas, so a lot of people are going to be there. And Stone Cold could drive his truck down there. He lives in Nevada.
Yeah, Stone Cold is being inducted into the Hall of Fame because of him and Bret Hart's match.
Yeah. Oh, so Brett's going to be there.
Yep.
So that means Natty's going to win the title?
First time for everything.
Yeah. She hasn't won a title since the Divas Championship.
All right, that's our predictions. What are you guys' thoughts? Hit us up, drop a comment, like, comment, subscribe. 402 Sports Drop.